The next thing I'm going to talk to you about is a story of an African American 14-year-old boy that named Emmett Lewis Till. Emmett Lewis Till was born on July 25th, 1941. He died in August 28th, 1955, at the age of 14. Emmett Till was brutally murdered by two white men in Mississippi named Roy, the husband of his white 21-year-old white wife Bryant, and his white half-brother J.W. Milam. Emmett was supposedly accused of harassing Bryant by making comments at her such as, "Hey baby," and whistling at her. Bryant told her husband this, and Roy let his half-brother know. Later that night, Roy and Milam kidnapped Emmett and took him to a barn and beat him to death. They both gouged out one of his eyes before shooting him in the head, and then they disposed of him by tying a 70-pound fan around his neck and tossing him in the Tallahatchie River. 3 days after the incident, he was discovered by two boys fishing. The funeral was held in A.A. Rayner Funeral Home in Chicago, and his mother ordered an open casket so that everyone could see the horrors that came from segregation. Next thing I'm going to talk to you about is a more modern day act that his name is Sheriff Joe Arpaio. This is U.S. versus Arpaio. Sheriff Joe Arpaio of Maricopa, Arizona, is being accused of civil rights violations, discriminatory policing, and abuse of power. Thomas Perez, the head of the Civil Rights Division, told the public about the lawsuit. He announced that the sheriff would abuse the Latinos by violating the rights of Latino jail inmates who don't understand English. Governor Rick Perry of Texas, otherwise known as the sheriff's chosen candidate for president, says, and quotes, "These people are out after Sheriff Joe." My own opinion towards that, I disagree with anybody who segregates out another religion, who discriminates, just like Arpaio is discriminating Latinos, and it's basically just saying that you're lower than me. I don't believe that anybody is lower than anybody. I think that all of us are equal. Even the terrorists, even the people who rape children. I believe that all of us are all equal, and we find our way of lowering ourselves from society and taking ourselves out of society. I think that we're all equal. I think that we're just different. And Arpaio is a very different person. He's a racist. He's a discriminator, and I disagree with his actions. 100%, I disagree with them, because I am Hispanic, and I see that as an offense. I see that as a problem in my religion. I see that as a problem in my beliefs, and I don't agree with that at all. I just can't understand why religions have to be segregated. I can't understand why can't we have a room and put all different sorts of religions all in the same room. And I mean, I already know what's going to happen. There's going to be disagreement, it's going to be chaos, but why can't that be put in the same room? If we were all put in the same room, in the same society, at the very beginning of time, and before all these wars, before all these terrorist attacks, before all these different kind of things, I believe that we would have been equal. I believe that we would have been brought up the same. I believe, I really do. I believe that. But unfortunately, in our time, we are going to have racism, and there's always going to be racism, and we're not going to be able to put a stop to that ever. But I think that everybody does have an input on the situation, an input on the whole problem. I think that everybody has a capability of stopping segregation if they just open their eyes, because segregation is all around us. It's all in front of us every day, even if it's just kidding. Everybody has the right, everybody has the choice to stop segregation, to stop racism, and we choose not to sometimes. There's a lot of people who choose not to stop that, not to get involved in it, not to intervene. I disagree with that. I think that the people who do not intervene with the other people that are being racist with those people, they're just as bad as them. They're just as bad as the racist. I think that if you disagree with that, you should put your foot down. You should put your foot in to the conversation, and you should stop it. Because we can make a difference. Altogether, we can make a difference, but we just choose not to. I disagree with that.